here to talk to you about the dryer vent kit, which is able to be installed on any Samsung vented dryer. The vent kit is compatible with both electric and gas dryers, and depending on the customer's home, will depend on what vent to use, whether it's a side vent or bottom vent, which is highlighted by the green circle. On electric dryers, the kit allows you to vent from the left, right, or bottom of the unit. On gas dryers, you can only vent on the left and bottom, not the right. This video will show the process to install a left side vent. For all other vent installations, please refer to the instruction manual as a reference for steps to take for a right side or bottom vent. Let's begin this process by covering what tools you will need to complete the vent kit installation, which include the vent kit DV2AXAA, an electric drill with Phillips head bit, a 1/8 drill bit, aluminum tape, sorting tote for screws during disassembly, opening tools, safety gloves and glasses, a rubber mallet, flathead screwdriver, and a moving blanket. Disconnect the electrical supply to the dryer, and if applicable, shut off the gas supply to the dryer before getting started. Before we can install the vent kit, we must first disassemble the unit to have full access on the inside of the dryer. We will be using a round door dryer model in this example. Begin by removing 2 screws on the back of the lid. Slide the lid off and carefully place it and all other parts of the unit on a moving blanket. Remove the 4 screws that secure the control panel to the frame plate. Once removed, carefully pull the control panel toward you and disconnect the wire harness connections that go to the sub-PCB and drum light. Open the door and remove 2 screws that secure the door to the drum front. Remove the 4 screws that secure the top of the door to the frame plate. With a flat blade screwdriver, carefully push down on the 2 release tabs to allow the door to be removed from the unit. Slowly lift the door from the frame, being mindful to disconnect the harness connection from the door switch before pulling the door off. Remove all of the screws from the frame plate. Once removed, carefully pull the harness connections through the frame plate. Be careful, as there are sharp edges on the inside of the dryer. Remove the frame plate from the unit. Remove 7 screws that secure the drum front and blower cover. Remove the lint trap. Pull the blower cover down and away from the drum front to remove it from the unit. Disconnect the wire harness connection for the moisture sensors. Lift up on the drum front to release the 4 support tabs that are resting in the frame to remove it from the unit. To remove the drum, carefully reach behind the motor for the pulley and push it to remove tension on the belt. Remember to watch for sharp edges when reaching inside. Once the belt is loose, use it as a carrying strap to support the drum while carefully lifting it out of the frame. At this point, we are ready to begin the vent kit installation. To begin, remove the knockout with a mallet and flathead screwdriver. Do not attempt to strike the middle of the knockout, only strike the seams where the knockout is attached to the frame. Once the knockout is removed, go to the rear of the unit and remove the screw that is securing the exhaust vent to the back. Save this screw for a later step and remove the old exhaust vent. When the exhaust vent is removed, you will have access to the guide plate, which is highlighted in the green square in the image. The guide plate is meant to support the front vent once it is installed. Use a flat blade screwdriver to raise the guide plate to 90 degrees. When installing the front duct vent, take note that there's a tab that is meant to slide into the slot of the guide plate that holds it in place. Slide the duct vent onto the blower housing and turn until the tab slides into the guide plate slot. Install the elbow vent onto the front duct vent and make sure that the exhaust end lines up with the new knockout on the side. Slide the back exhaust vent through the knockout and attach it to the elbow vent. Carefully position the screw tab on a flat surface of the side wall. Mark the hole where the screw tab is located. Temporarily remove the back exhaust vent. Using a 1/8 drill bit, drill a new hole into the sidewall where you made your mark. Once the hole is drilled, replace the back exhaust vent and secure it with the screw that was removed during step 2. Using aluminum tape, tape the new joints and sidewall. If the ducts are not taped properly, they can separate during operation and can cause a safety hazard. To finalize the dryer vent kit installation, snap the new vent cap into the rear exhaust vent hole. At this point, the dryer vent kit has been installed to the customer's needs, and it is time to reassemble the dryer. Begin with replacing the drum. The drum can rest on the back support rollers while installing the belt. The belt must be installed with the rigid side down, or facing the drum, to properly line up with the motor wheel. Push the tension pulley all the way over, then wrap the belt around the motor wheel. Both sides of the belt should be on the outside of the pulley when it's properly reinstalled. Replace the drum front, ensuring all 4 support tabs are resting in the frame. Secure it in place with 4 screws. Replace the blower cover and secure it with 3 screws. Replace the lid trap and reconnect the harness connection for the moisture sensors. Replace the frame plate, ensuring all support tabs are resting in the frame. Secure it in place with the screws you removed. Carefully pull the harness connections for the sub-PCB and drum light through the frame plate, making sure to secure them in the locking clips. Leave the harness connection for the door switch hanging to connect to the door in the next step. Bring the door to the dryer. Connect the wire harness for the door switch before reattaching the door to the frame. Once reconnected, push firmly on the door to secure it with the 2 locking tabs on the frame plate. Replace the 2 screws that secure the door to the drum front, followed by the 4 screws that secure the door to the frame plate. Connect the harness connections for the drum light and sub-PCB to the control panel, and carefully replace the control panel into the top of the door. Replace the 4 screws that secure the control panel to the frame plate. Replace the lid, ensuring to slide it all the way into the control panel, and finally, secure the lid with 2 screws. Thank you for watching.